Today, we're diving into the gripping tale of Cullen Baker and uncovering 5 captivating facts that give us a peek into his intriguing life. From his early years tinkering with firearms to the chilling role it played in shaping his dark journey, Baker's story is one that's both fascinating and chilling. So buckle up as we embark on a journey through history to explore the hidden layers of this enigmatic figure. Let's get started. Fact number 1. Confederate guerrilla and post-war violence. Confederate guerrilla and post-war violence. Cullen Baker actively participated as a Confederate guerrilla during the tumultuous period of the American Civil War. Born on June 22, 1835, in Weakley County, Tennessee, Baker's life would become intertwined with the violent currents of his era. As a young man, he found himself caught up in the fervor of the Southern cause, engaging in guerrilla warfare tactics to support the Confederate forces. However, it was Baker's actions after the war's conclusion that would cement his reputation as a cold-blooded and ruthless killer. While many Confederate soldiers and sympathizers laid down their arms and sought to rebuild their lives in the aftermath of the conflict, Baker chose a different path. He refused to accept defeat and continued his campaign of violence and terror, targeting those he perceived as threats to the Southern way of life. With the Reconstruction period underway, Baker unleashed a wave of brutality that left a trail of death and destruction across the states of Texas and Arkansas. His targets included Reconstructionists, individuals who were working to rebuild the South and ensure equal rights for all citizens, regardless of their previous status as slaves. Baker's campaign of violence extended to former slaves as well, as he aimed to assert dominance and sow fear among the African American population. Baker's methods were merciless and his actions heinous. He utilized ambushes, surprise attacks, and ruthless executions to achieve his objectives. His disregard for human life and his determination to prolong the struggle beyond the war's end earned him a notorious reputation among his contemporaries. Fact number 2. Born in Weakley County, Tennessee. Born in Weakley County, Tennessee, Cullen Baker entered the world on June 22, 1835. His parents, John Baker and Elizabeth, welcomed him into their lives in this southeastern region of the United States. Weakley County, located in the state of Tennessee, provided the backdrop for his early years. This rural area was characterized by its agricultural activities and a slower-paced way of life. Cullen's birth in Weakley County marked the beginning of a life that would eventually become entwined with violence, crime, and a notorious reputation. As he grew up in this environment, little did anyone know that he would go on to leave a lasting impact on the history of the American frontier. The family dynamic that surrounded Cullen's upbringing would have played a role in shaping his character and aspirations. John Baker, Cullen's father, was described as an honest but financially challenged farmer who also owned cattle. Elizabeth, Cullen's mother, likely played an influential role in his early years, nurturing him and imparting values that would later intersect with the choices he made. The backdrop of Weakley County, with its rural landscapes and perhaps limited opportunities, may have contributed to the circumstances that led Cullen Baker down a path of violence and criminality. The challenges and experiences of his upbringing could have influenced his outlook on life, potentially setting the stage for the actions he would take later in his tumultuous journey. Fact number 3. Family moves. After his birth, the Baker family's journey was marked by a series of relocations across different regions. Initially hailing from Weakley County, Tennessee, Cullen Baker's early years were characterized by geographic shifts that would shape his upbringing and experiences. The family's first significant move led them to settle in Clarksville, Arkansas, offering them a new environment to call home. However, this relocation was only a precursor to more significant changes on the horizon. In 1839, when Cullen was still a child, the Baker family embarked on a transformative journey as they moved to Texas. This migration marked a pivotal moment in their lives, as they left behind familiar landscapes and embarked on a new chapter in a different state. Upon their arrival in Texas, the Baker family's path led them to Davis County. It was in this county that Cullen's father, John Baker, received a substantial land grant of 640 acres. This grant provided them with a measure of stability and an opportunity to establish their presence in this new territory. Despite the challenges they might have faced as a family, the acquisition of land was a significant accomplishment that would influence their future prospects. The move to Texas and the subsequent land grant were not just about physical displacement. They represented a transition into a region with its own unique dynamics, culture, and opportunities. This change likely had an impact on young Cullen Montgomery Baker's formative years, potentially contributing to his experiences and shaping his outlook on life. Fact number 4. Poverty and teasing. The Baker family, including Cullen, experienced ongoing financial hardships despite being landowners. This challenging economic situation had a profound impact on Cullen's upbringing and psyche. The family's struggles were magnified by their inability to transform land ownership into a substantial income. Despite owning 640 acres of land granted to them in Texas, the Bakers remained trapped in poverty. Cullen's personal experience of poverty was further exacerbated by the teasing he endured at school. His peers mocked him due to his homespun trousers and lack of shoes. These taunts and humiliations likely left lasting scars on his self-esteem and psychological well-being. The combination of economic adversity and social ridicule could have fostered feelings of resentment, anger, and a desire for retribution. It's plausible that Cullen's childhood experiences of poverty and being an outsider played a role in shaping his later disposition and violent tendencies. The sense of exclusion and the yearning for a better life could have fueled a deep-seated anger, which he might have sought to express through acts of aggression. The combination of financial hardship and social marginalization might have contributed to his willingness to engage in violent actions during and after the Civil War. Fact number 5. Youthful training with weapons. During his formative years, Cullen Montgomery Baker displayed a notable inclination towards firearms. He notably acquired an old pistol and a weathered yet serviceable rifle, which he diligently practiced with. This commitment to honing his skills with these weapons led to him becoming exceptionally skilled in their use. Baker's persistent training and proficiency in handling firearms undoubtedly laid the foundation for his later involvement in criminal activities and acts of violence. The possession of an old pistol and a functional rifle allowed Baker to develop his marksmanship and gun handling abilities from a young age. He dedicated considerable time and effort to practicing with these weapons, likely in the secluded settings of his childhood. This intense training fostered a level of expertise that would serve him in his future endeavors, albeit in a nefarious manner. The familiarity Baker gained with firearms during his youth equipped him with the tools necessary to become a ruthless and dangerous individual in later life. His ability to wield weapons with precision and confidence played a pivotal role in his criminal activities, including his involvement in post-war violence and terrorizing the states of Texas and Arkansas. It's plausible that his early training granted him an edge in confrontations, allowing him to carry out his violent acts more effectively.